Next, we have buffer overflow. And as you can imagine, a bucket can only hold so much of any one particular thing, whether it's water or some type of liquid or even marbles or sand or what have you. Once it's full, you drop one more thing in, what happens? It overflows, right? So the same thing happens when we're issuing a buffer overflow attack. It's an attack that can cause a system or an app to crash or perhaps behave unexpectedly. So when we write more data to that buffer than the buffer can handle, it's either going to crash or spill over to adjacent areas of memory. And if we're able to pad those adjacent memory areas with data and then issue some type of pointer command to access that adjacent data and run those executables or run that script or run whatever that command happens to be sitting in that memory space, we could do some type of buffer overflow attack. All right, so we can issue calls or pointers to jump to a different address than what was intended. And as I mentioned, we can put executable code in that other area so that we're basically pointing to somewhere else within memory, say execute that. And that may be something that will crash the system and allow remote code execution, which we'll talk about in more detail in just a second. Not expected to understand how to actually create or mitigate these things from a programming perspective, but you need to understand what they are. Make sure that the applications within your system will fail gracefully or at least not give remote code execution capabilities whenever possible.